good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we are going to be playing around with Cality. But first, it's the final day in this week's featured artist, Thomas Christ, and this is Optimizing Performance.
Roger that, Madam. We're optimizing performance in 3, 2, 1. We are the makers. We are the creators. We are the muckrakers. Never imitators. Content generation. Initialize production. Birth to realization. Enhancing our construction. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. Owning execution. Rehearsing for perfection. Endless evolution. Narrows our direction. Sharpening our steel to the fiercest sword. We decide what's real when we hit record. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. When performance is optimized, all our dreams are realized. We become brilliantly modified, and we are mentally deified. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance. Minimize reluctance. Optimize performance. Maximize endurance. Optimize performance.
Thomas Christ, Optimized Performance, from his album. Is that on the album? I think it is, from the Creator album. Boom. Oh, where am I? I'm over here. Hello, there I am. I'm floating around somewhere. What's happening, everybody? Optimized Performance. The links are in the chat at the top. See, pinned to the top. Go and check out his Bandcamp. Go and check out his YouTube channel. Go and subscribe. And he has been this week's featured artist. Yes, from the Creator album. Here's Thomas's channel. He's got a great channel. He plays your music too. It's a great source of place to go to get your music played. As I drink from the magic Unt cup. Welcome to the show. I'm Jade. This is How to App on iOS. I hope you're all doing good, where every day we take a look at apps lifestyle stuff and things, mental health and well-being, interviews with great artists, and on the weekend I play some music and sing and dance and act like a dancing fool for you, like a bear on a hot plate. And it's all in the name of fun and creating music, yeah? I'm a bit hot today. Let's turn that down. Let's say hello to folks in the chat, and then we'll get down to business. Short show's a good show today because we've got Thomas Christ coming up straight after this show with You Rock, where he will be playing, in fact, your music. Hello to Thomas Christ. Hello to Russ. Hello, David Collette. Hello, Ivan Idea. Hello to Kim Harden Hudson. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're all doing good. Let's see who else is in here in the chat. Jim Shannon on sounds. Hello to you. ALV, what's going on, mate? Check out LV's channel over on, click on his name, go and check him out. He does app reviews as well, app demonstrations and stuff like that, short little snippets that give you a little bit of an insight into apps. He has a great channel, so go and do that too, my friends. Who else is here? Brian Baker, hello to you. Hello, 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 hello. Is there anyone I've missed as I scroll down? Vidal, the shadowy figures in the shadows. Nice stuff. Hello to you. All right, what do we got to cover? Got to cover a couple of things. Hello, Lou Reality. Hello, Jamie Mellon, the dude. Sith Vasquez, hello to you as well. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Got to cover a couple of housekeeping things before we get into today's app. Of course, I'll tell you something really weird. I am unable to do live dumps to Thomas today. For some reason, my live dumps are only allowing me to live dump to Pete Johns. I don't know. YouTube's a funny old thing. One day it works, the next day it doesn't. One day it works, the next day it doesn't. Your stats show the next day they don't for 4 days, and then they come back and everything's screwed. Keep it up, YouTube. So no live dump today over to Thomas Christ. We'll have to go by the old link in the chat to get everyone over there. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I need to tell you about a couple of things now. Hello, Ian Luckett. Hello to you. We have some things happening tomorrow. In fact, one of them is this, and there we go. That's better. Pressing all the wrong buttons. Jack Flash is on the show tomorrow. And recently he had a video with Laurie's Mishmosh where we finally got to see who he is. And tomorrow we're going to get to find out everything about him. Well, as much as he wants to divulge. So it is sponsored by DistroKid. It's going to be a big one tomorrow. Been looking forward to this. And next week, make sure first you're here for this one. It's going to be really cool. Full of surprises. In fact, we're going to get to see exactly who Jack is. Oh, what's going on there? No, I don't want to add a caption, dude. He will no longer be a cartoon character. He will be in the flesh tomorrow. So that's good stuff. I want to give you an update also on the song I've been working on called Me and My Brain. Now, I was working on it yesterday, actually, and doing some vocals for it, preparing to get close to wrap this thing up. What's going on? Tremor Bear, who's in the crowd. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, yes, I was working on my track, Me and My Brain, which I've been working on the show, like doing an episode here and there, showing you it all come together. Started it off in GarageBand, moved it across to Audio Pro. We're getting close to just adding the vocals, and then we're done. And then yesterday, I got an email or a message from somebody on Discord who said they would like to contribute something to the song. We've already had Brad Example do bass on the track. So I was intrigued, and my intriguement, if that's a word, led me over to check out a video that this person has made. And here it is. I'm going to play it for you and get your opinion. What do you think? Should I do this? So this particular person sent me a message and said, I'm a drummer. Hello. You know me from the chat in various groups here on YouTube. And I've been playing along with your song, and I would like to play drums on Me and My Brain. And he sent me this video. Let's have a look and see what he's done. Shall we? Hopefully it's hit play. There we go. Can any of you guess who this is? He's got a big kit, Mr. Smith, indeed. So, look at him go, man. Sounds wicked. So basically, I've today going to put together a mix of the track without the drums and the vocals nice and low, and he's going to add 12 tracks of drums, of stems for me with each individual drum part on there, and we're going to replace the drums with his playing. You guys think that's a good idea? Yeah, Russ says it's really Jack Flash. So, cool. This is just going to make this song even better and better. This song is shaping up to be possibly one of my best Dread Circus songs for a while. Look at him go, man. He's awesome. Damn. Look at these rolls. Yeah. Cool. All right, there you go. So I reckon that's a good idea. I'm into it. I'm down. So I'll send him those. We'll let that bubble, and then probably the next episode I do will be importing these samples. I'll see if he wants to record some of his process, and we can kind of import that. Hopefully put that into the show to see you guys how it's all happened. And there you go. This is all documented. So interesting stuff. All right, let's jump over and have a look at some price drops on the App Store today, because there's a few of note. Igor Vasiliev's apps are all on sale. I don't know if it's all of them, but it's a lot of them. Beat Cutter, Soundscaper, Altaspace 2, Synthscaper LE, Spacefield, Soundsaw. All of these I've done reviews of, and they're incredible apps. He's the master of making confusing, crazy, intense, awesome, avant-garde apps. So they are all down about $6 for Beat Cutter, so $15 to $9.99. You've got a Soundscaper, $10 to $5.99. So they're all down a little bit. Roxen Guitar Synth, another really cool guitar synth app which turns your guitar into a synthesizer. It's a fantastic app. I've done a show on it. You can go back, have a look at it. Down from $20 to $5. Worth your time if you want to, make your guitar sound like a synth. It's actually really cool. So you've got Classic Effects, Fieldscaper, K7D tape delays on sale for 1 day only. This one here, $5.99 to 99 cents. I know it's only 1 day. Couple of Bleece apps, stuff we've covered. Mammoth Bass Amp and the other bitch, Rhino, are still on sale as well if you haven't got those. And Eventide apps are still on sale. There we go. But what are we looking at today? We are looking at an app called Cality. What is a Cality? Cality is a creative MIDI processor. And really fascinatingly enough, it's really cool for making a thing called Black MIDI. What is Black MIDI, I hear you ask? This is Black MIDI. Let's talk about Black MIDI, shall we? Black MIDI is a music genre consisting of compositions that use MIDI files to create a song or a remix containing a large number of notes, typically in the thousands, millions, billions, even trillions. People who make black MIDIs are known as blackers. However, there are no specific criteria to what is considered black as a result of pinpointing the exact origin of black MIDI. So you can create something very similar to Black MIDI, and I, in my band Utensils, have an album out that was based on a lot of Black MIDI concepts. I've been into Black MIDI for a period of time, and I can even show you. So let's go back to Cality here. Cality is $6.99. It is something that you add as a MIDI, similar to a generative app like we looked at the other day, like Polybud, like these Bud apps that generate MIDI, stuff like that. So it's not something you just add into GarageBand, unfortunately. It's not really a GarageBand thing, but you can use it in, AUM. You can use it in stuff like Cubasis, stuff that creates MIDI. Gives you an option to add an AUV3 MIDI control app style thingy generator. All right. So I'll show you how it can kind of make Black MIDI, which is super interesting. I have some examples of this open over here. I prepared this earlier. And today, first I'm just going to show you it running through something like Strummer. So let's turn it off here and pop over to Strummer. And I have, let's add just my Arturia keyboard to this. Oops. So you can see what I'm doing. Here's my keyboard. Now there's a delay on this, which I can actually turn off. I like the delay that you get with MIDI Strum. It's very nice. It makes acoustic guitar sound very sexy. If I can find the delay, I can't remember where it is. It's been a while. There's harmonics, distortion, overdrive. Is it further down? No, it's got to be somewhere there. You know what? I don't really need. I like having it there anyway. Let's. So that's just Strummer by itself, yeah? But if we introduce Cality, which I've got one of them over here. Let me just turn off this keyboard here. So the way you set this up is open a MIDI track. What I'll do is we'll make sure this is saved here. And I'll show you how to set this up from scratch as it is. Let's clear this. Yes, I'm sure. We'll go full screen. So you will need to open a MIDI track. You'll need to open an audio track. Hey, what's going on, Brad? In the MIDI track, you need to create, what's going on? Set up by Marshall. Good to see you. So in here, I'll need to open Cality. And over here, I would need to open, let's just do a piano quickly for now. So we'll open KQ Senpai. Now I want to send this. I want to send this over, this Cality, to control this sucker here. So we're going to go over here and hit send. This is a MIDI out to KQ Senpai. But I'm going to want to control this with a keyboard as well. I want to control Cality, not this. So in the input section, I'm going to choose my keyboard. And we are done. So now I can play my piano. Hello, Mr. Smith. You just missed out. I explained to everybody what's happening with you sending me a video and doing drums on my track. So if you want to see what I talked about, you can go back and watch the replay. But I told everybody about our new partnership. All right, so that's how you connect it. Everything's all connected now. We've got Cality connected to this. But how do we make it do sounds? How do we make it do things? Because when I play now, it's just a normal piano. All right, let's have a look at the interface, shall we? Because it's a little bit bright. I'm going to turn down the brightness a little. I don't know if it'll make much difference. Does it? I don't think it does. There we go. So what's interesting about this, this Midi Manipulator, and it can create some pretty hectic kind of sounds. In this first section, this is your cloud section, and this kind of controls things like how many notes it's going to add to when you play a MIDI note, because it adds more notes. You can choose the range of notes. You can change the resolution, so the timing of it, the speed. You can change the length of the notes. You can change attack and release. The distribution, so if they're random, or you can choose, if you see, if I turn this up, you can change a scale to minor, random, and you have a blur effect. I'm gonna press a key here, and then I'm gonna turn this one up here, notes. Let's turn this up to 1 and see what happens. So I'm just holding down one key now, and it's. adding all these extra notes. So you can imagine this can go to some pretty crazy places. We've only added one note to this. Now I may have to turn down the volume a little bit because it gets a little bit out there. Let's add 2 notes. I'm going to bring the volume down a little bit more. Interesting stuff. Let's mess around with the resolution. So we'll go full screen again. So we've got the resolution here. Now this controls how fast it plays. So if I bring it down to an 1/8, you can kind of hear what's happening. All right, shall we add a few more notes and see what happens? We'll add 3. What about 6 notes? And we'll make the resolution. Let's make it the resolution the fastest we possibly can. I'll bring it back down to 1 note. Now we're starting to move into the world of black MIDI, where there's so many notes that it actually becomes a wall of noise and can actually become something like a soundscape. Man, can I just remind you all how much I love this job? Apps are so much fun. Music is such a fun thing. So you can actually change the length of these as well. Let's mess around with the length. So now these are dotted notes. But not only that, you can mess around and transpose it. So in the middle section here, we have in this little block here, you can change the pitch. You can also change the scale. So now we're in a Romani scale. There's a whole lot of scales here. There's so many scales, it is ridiculous. Lorraine, Lydian. You can change the root note. We're in a C at the moment. You can change chords. Let's slow it down a bit so you can hear what's happening. So all I'm doing there is holding down these notes here. Let's do it. So because I start playing them at different times as well, that you start to get these different patterns happening. Really, really fascinating stuff. You also are able to mess around with the swing of this as well. So as I hold down a note, you'll hear. So the swing is over here. In this, you've got a tempo section here. So I can turn the swing up to 100%. So we can change the probability as well. So let's turn down the probability of the tempo. And you're going to get spaces where it stops playing because the probability of it playing a note is only at 45% right now. Let's turn up the length on the cloud so we get longer notes. And we can actually change the distribution of the notes to make them all major notes. So I'm still holding down the key here, but the probability is at 45%. So we have almost a 50% chance of it adding an extra note. Again, we can turn this up. Now we've got 73% chance. Really interesting stuff that you can get from this. Imagine playing this into something like Cubasis. You could record these notes record a MIDI track and record all these notes in and then go and play around with them a little bit. But, for argument's sake, we're just showing you this in AUM. So I'm going to turn up the resolution a bit. Let's add some more notes. And you can change the range of these notes as well. But you also can use in here your attack and release to create some very interesting sounds as well. So I'm going to hold this down, turn up the resolution, turn up the attack, and release to give it some time to actually kick off. Again, because I've got the attack and release change, I can let go and it's still doing its thing. So it takes a second to come on because the attack is delayed. And when I let go, so really interesting stuff that you can imagine. You open a few of these and do like different keys. This is in E flat at the moment. We can bring this back to C. We'll bring this attack back. So you could use this for drums and stuff as well. So what I'll do is we'll close out of this. You probably get the idea by now, the capabilities of this crazy little app. Unique as fuck. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So we'll clear this out. Hey, what's going on, Mars? Good to see you. Anyone who I may have missed, I do apologize. I can probably turn this up a little bit now, turn my sound back up. So we'll clear this out. Goodbye. And I'll load up this project I had at the beginning of the show, which has a few different setups here. So what I've done with this one, hey, thank you so very much, David Collette, for the kind super chat. You rock as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Let me have a bit of coffee from the Unt Cup. Remember, there are Unt Cups if you'd like to be an Unt and join the Wart community with an Unt Cup. In the link in the description below. All right, so let's do this. We'll close that out. I'll show you. So what we were just looking at before with the piano, I've got this set up for guitar. So same setup. Really interesting. So that's just set up same way I had it set up there. Let's can we add some more notes? I think I've only got one note in there. So by messing around with this, you can actually achieve quite some weird... So they're almost like stabbing notes, stabbing chords happening. All in the timing that you hold down the keys. So if I hold down 2 at the same time... But if I did these all at different times, very, very interesting. I think so anyway. So what I've done here as well is you can use these in connection with a generator. So something like Polybud or Euclidean or all of these other apps that generate sound already. Now the idea behind this, let's show you one of them, is to add a MIDI of Polybud. As you can see, I've set up Polybud here and I want to send this. All right. So this is a MIDI out from Polybud. I've chosen Polybud. I want to send this to Cality and then over to Cality here, which is above. So I'm sending this to this, and then I send this out to KQ Senpai. So now it's generating its own thing just through this Polybud, but it's also going through Cality. So let's hit play and see. It's almost like a Looney Tunes cartoon. You know, there's a little mouse sneaking through the house. What's going on, JDL? And this is all doing it by itself, man. And you can go into Cality and mess around with the tempos and the resolution and create something else. So I'm turning down the resolution. Let's add some more notes. Now, one thing I don't recommend with this app is if you may be struggling with some serious mental health issues, don't put this on in the background. This will drive you around the bend. Let's play around with some more notes. We've changed the scale now to a flamenco scale. We can even mess around with the accents, yeah? So we can mess around with the accents, so it's going to accent on every 4. We can change the velocities as well. Let's Let's make this a bit faster. Now you notice when I turn up the blur, it almost smooths it out a little bit, yeah? So this is how you can really start to create some serious black MIDI. Let's bring that resolution. Now we're going. Let's add some Altether to this. Now we're getting into the realm of absolute sheer noise terror. I explained what Black MIDI was at the beginning of the show, Leela. It's like thousands and thousands and millions and trillions of MIDI notes all smashed together that create a wall of sound that can generate actual notes, chords, tunes. It's a form of music. So not only this, I can actually do this with drums as well. So I've done the same setup. These drums are still going, man. Cality has got a mind of its own right now. Look at this. Cality's doing its own thing. I love it. So man. It does sound like, it sounds like Ross falling downstairs. It does indeed. That whistle going off in the background's hilarious, man. So what's really interesting is, right, let's let's show you a few things here. So it's really cool because we're running this version here of Polybud, which is controlling, is going into, yeah, it's a cop whistle. I don't know, man. So because we're running Polybud here, which is going into Cality, and then Cality is sending, so first we're going from Polybud, which is creating notes, sending to Cality, and Cality is adding more notes to it, and then that is sending that across to Digisticks over here. digisticks by 4 pockets. So the thing is, I've created in here we've got drums in here. Let's make this even more chaotic. We'll do two more. I'm creating a polyrhythmic drum beat in here. So we've got a polyrhythmic drum beat that has randomization and probability that's changing as well on top, then going into Cality up here, which is messing around with the resolution on top of that, then adding notes, range, randomization in itself, and probability and swing in itself. So you get some really off-the-wall kind of stuff going on. Plus, let's hit the play on these drums again. I can also go into Polybud and change the rate in here. So now we've moved this up to an 8. We've got some ratcheting here. So we've got ratcheting happening as well. It is like it's like a jazz band on death metal drugs. But we don't have to be as crazy as that. We can bring the speed right back down. Now we're at an 8th here. Let's bring this up. So we've got a tempo grid over here as well. Let's bring in some accents. Now, if we take out the probability for this, man, I love this shit. I'm going to change the tempo over here. So now we're starting to get this really bizarre beat that is actually in time. Let's take out some of the probability of the drums. Super fascinating stuff here. Awesome stuff. So this is Cality. It's quite unique. You can use it by itself, just plugged into your keyboard. You can use it with generative apps. So, think about it with lots of other generative apps. Even before we go, let's open something. I'll save this. I'll actually save this project. We'll call this Cality Madness 2. Let's just quickly imagine something like. Go back. Oh, man. Yes, I'm sure I want to delete it. So let's see Audible come in here late. Hello, if I did. Or maybe I'm dreaming. All right. But if I did, hello, Audible. So let's open here a copy of Cality. Remember, Thomas Christ is up next, straight after this show. And I'm going to open something like Euclidean. Let's just do something a bit simpler. Maybe we'll do maybe Zoa. Because there we go. So we'll do Zoa in here as well. So what I'm going to do is send Zoa out, all of Zoa here, out to Cality. And then over here, what shall we put in as an instrument? Let's just put a House of Mark. Just something simple, yeah? And then I'm going to send Cality out to House of Mark. So now... So basically, Zoa is sending the message to Cality. So now we can go into Cality and hopefully... And then within here, we can actually go in. Let's just do this. Change this to a golden hole. We'll change this one to a golden half. and we'll create something really bizarre. We'll turn this one on, take this to another golden, we'll take this to a golden quarter, and we'll bring this down. Then we can change the probability, and you can see we're starting to get these really weird rhythmic patterns going on. Really cool. Where if I take out Cality and we just send this straight to, House Mark, that's all it's doing. But because it's going through Cality first, it's creating this amazing melody within itself. You can change the chords. And by messing around with it, you can get some really interesting patterns going on. Very, very cool stuff. What do you think? I think it's cool. I love these kind of apps. I think that they're really fun. They can get your mind going. Really, even if you're not using these, let's just say this. Even if you're not using these kind of apps to make music, even if you only own a few of these things and can use them in conjunction like this, another really good way to get your mind going and thinking about music. Because you don't always have to be releasing a brand new song. You don't always have to be under the pump, under some deadline to compete with everybody to have something out always. Sometimes it's good, just like taking a walk or playing a video game, doing something like this, making some random noise, recording it. It could come out to become something. Or you know what? It may not. That's okay too. So good to exercise your mind, try different things. You just never know what you're going to create. Happy mistakes are the best mistakes because, as I always say, mistakes make you better. So yeah, it is $5.99 on the App Store. If you are a Patreon, guys, I'm going to put up a Patreon post because I've got some copies to give away. There you go. Tomorrow on the show, we have the amazing Jack Flash. So please make sure you are here for that. Next up, if you all want to head over to Thomas Christ, he is doing You Rock today. I'm sure Thomas will put a link in the chat because I can't dump you guys over there. But yeah, there you go. I want to thank you all for being here. Thanks for hanging out as usual, and I'll see you tomorrow for a cool interview with Jack Flash. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and you know what? We all shall rise together. See ya.